joining us.
Talkline Network Radio, America's longest-running Jewish broadcast network, the voice of the Jewish community.
Welcome to the podcast.
You are now tuned in to this episode of our podcast. Today, we are going to interview some of the greatest and most influential minds in our field. And now, please welcome your host.
You're listening to Talkline with Zev Brenner, America's premier Jewish broadcast on the air since 1981.
And we're back. It's always great to have Zalmen Mlotek with us, artistic director of the Folksbiene National Yiddish Theater. And he's not afraid to express himself in Yiddish. And we'll be looking in English. We'll talk about how in Yiddish there's going to be a revolution against the candidacy of Mamdani. So, Zalmen Mlotek, welcome back to the program. Fagan.
Hi, thank you. The concert is a celebration.
It's going to be a Yiddish sing along against Mamdani, right? It's going to.
Well, we're not publicizing against Mamdani. You know, we are not
together to have a good spirit.
We are not a political organization, so we don't take formal stands. But if you're asking me, Zalmen Mlotek, yes, that's, but I'm not, we're not coming out. It's not, it's not going to be an anti-Mamdani rally. That's not.
Oh, no, but I'm saying, but you're getting people together. Listen, people are down. I just got off the phone with somebody before I spoke to you. He's saying, should I close up shop in New York? You're getting people.
I definitely am not underplaying the concern at all. I'm just saying I can't frame this event as a Yiddish against Mamdani. I can't do that.
Oh no, I understand. I'm framing because you're looking to get people together who are upset and want to coalesce together.
Yes, yes, and the more and how important it is to come together as Am Yisrael,
So you have this Yiddish. You've done it before, where you get big crowds, and you have in the summer.
Yes,
night.
We're gonna hopefully have a big crowd. We're gonna have security there, of course. Same security as in an Israel Day Parade. So people shouldn't be concerned. And we have an incredible lineup. We have we have Frank London and his incredible band. We have Stephen Skybell, from our original Tevye, who's now in Cabaret on Broadway. We're presenting a new talent like Leah Silver and Ricky Rose, two amazing young talents, also singing in Yiddish and creating their own stuff. So.
How many years have you been doing this in Central Park, where you have a Yiddish night?
The concerts in Central Park started in 1968 when my father, actually Yossel Mlotek, did the first summer festival in Yiddish, where it was John Lindsay was the mayor, and over 25,000 people showed up.
Wow.
This is
That's
68,
amazing.
so remember, it's 2 decades after the Holocaust. You had a lot of survivors, obviously.
And it was also after the 6-Day War, too.
And after the 6-Day War, yeah.
Wow. But you get the big crowd that shows up.
Yeah, we've had big crowds. We've had Avram Fried, we've had, Yaki Lemmer. I mean, we do all different kinds of programs every year.
Now, will Eric Adams be showing up to sing in Yiddish, or anybody, any elected officials that will be?
Hopefully there'll be some elected officials and there'll be some surprises.
Now, do they have to speak in Yiddish in order to?
Yes, and I want to say everything is on a big super screen. So not only do people can see the English words, what they mean, but they also have the Yiddish words so they can sing along. And this will hopefully make the Guinness records for the largest Yiddish sing-along around.
Now, what's interesting, and I know that you're responsible for the revival of Yiddish and keeping it alive, and of course the Yiddish Fiddler did exceptionally well, is that a lot of young people are speaking Yiddish. But what's interesting, you have on one hand, you have the Hasidim that are speaking Yiddish in great numbers, and Yiddish media and Yiddish, even a Yiddish radio station on a phone line. But you also have a lot of young people that are a little bit more to the liberal end, that are more counterculture, that are learning Yiddish too. It's an interesting balance from the right to the left.
Yes, you have Yiddish has supporters and users on the whole spectrum of our people. From the rechte to the linke, as people would understand. Okay,
But they have real right and real left.
and the real rechte and the real absolutely, and kol Yisrael chaverim, right? I mean, we have to be united, for the important things, like our when it comes to existentialism. So
Well, to support Israel, obviously, and
yeah,
also,
yes,
and the truth is, Jews have to mobilize and get to the voting booths and register to vote. And I'm a big believer we have to do a lot more work in registering people to vote. We don't have enough of our people that are registered, and those that are registered, we have to get much more of them actually vote.
yeah,
And that's a non-partisan, position,
yeah,
but it's important.
yeah.
Even though I think people now originally you were keeping it low key. I think you decided to go more public because a lot of Jewish events don't want to publicize. They're afraid of what's going on out there.
No, I never wanted to go low key with this. I always felt that, yes, we'll have the protection we need, but we need to stand strong, and we need to come out, with pride and with confidence that the Jewish people will survive, and we will survive anything, and wherever it is, whether it's in Israel or in America.
No, it's certainly important. By the way, the Folksbiene is the oldest Yiddish theater in the United States. What's coming up? Because I know that
we
the
have
fall
we
is
have
when your big season.
well a big we're for all your West Coast listeners, or people who have people in the Los Angeles area. We're going to be finally debuting our Yiddish Fiddler on the Roof, that Joel Gray directed, and he will be directing again in a concert version with Steven Skybell, our Tevye, who won all the awards. So we'll be doing a full concert version in the Soraya Performing Arts Center that's in Northridge, California. So people can look on our website for that information. That's in September. And then in October, we're premiering an English play about the story of Hannah Senich, and we're now in the midst of casting it. And this will be in English, Dafka in English, because we really wanted school groups to come, and we want Jewish school groups and non-Jewish school groups to come and hear about this incredible story of this heroine.
Does this mean you'll be doing more plays in English?
No, no, not more, but we'll always do Yiddish things in Yiddish. But when something comes along and that I feel would work very well in English, and especially at this time, I really felt like doing something where I could reach as many people as possible to hear about the heroic story of Hannah Senich would be important.
No, it certainly is. Anyway, so let's give out the information. So what time and where Monday night is going to be this?
Summer Stage. The entrance is on 72nd Street and 5th Avenue. The doors open at 6:00. There should be a crowd, so people should think about coming early. The concert starts at 7, and it'll last for a couple hours, maybe two and a half hours at the most.
And you don't have to speak Yiddish.
No, all the songs are going to be on the screen, and there'll be a big band and lots of singing, familiar Yiddish songs, Tumbal Laika by Mir Bist Shane. I mean, familiar songs and not familiar songs. We'll hear a little bit of Fiddler on the Roof. We'll hear, we'll hear some original songs. So it'll be a very vast variety of program.
Zev Brenner, artistic director of the Folksbiene, the National Yiddish Theater, really the oldest Yiddish theater in the United States. Thank you for being with us. Good luck on your sing-along.
Monday, June 30th, 6:00 at Central Park, Summer Stage.
And you heard it, to be there for an enjoyable evening. and it's sing along, and it's going to be in large Yiddish. You
Oh
don't have to-
yeah. It's all in
All
the
Yiddish.
The songs in Yiddish, but everything is super. Is we're going to introduce the songs in English, of course, and the titles will be on the big screen so people can sing along. And if people want to go on their website on their phones, they can go to Yiddishsongs.org. YIDDISH songs.org, and there they can find all of the songs for free on their phone.
Terrific. Do you still play Gut Bench America in Yiddish? God bless American Yiddish.
Yeah.
Terrific. Wonderful. Great song. Anyway, thank you. We look forward to having you back again. Keep Yiddish alive.
Thank you, Zev, and
Zev
have a good
Mlotek.
Shabbos. And if you want to come, please let me know. Or let
Sure.
Shira know.
Wonderful. Zev Mlotek doing a great job with the folks at the National Yiddish Theater here on the Talkline Network.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to
Talkline with Zev Brenner, America's premier Jewish broadcast, the pulse beat of the Jewish community.
For continuous Jewish programs, TalklineNetwork.com, or our 24-hour-a-day listen line at 641-741-0389. For past shows, you can find us on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, YouTube, Instagram, and all major podcast platforms, or jewishpodcast.org. Thanks for listening to the TalklineNetwork.com.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.